Sydney is being lashed with heavy rain. Christy Lloyd is in Sydney's northern beaches. Christy, take us through what the forecasts are and what the situation is as we speak today.
Yeah, well, the rainfall's just not letting up, and it's not going to anytime soon. We've seen torrential falls right across large parts of Sydney, the Illawarra, and down to the south coast of New South Wales. Where I am on the northern beaches here at the moment, we have a number of roads cut off as a result of flash flooding. Of course, the advice from the SES is always, if it's flooded, forget it, never travel through floodwaters. Still yet a number of motorists choosing to ignore those warnings and take the risk and drive through floodwaters. The SES, up to 12:30 p.m. this afternoon in the past 24 hours, have received 585 calls for assistance and have performed a number of flood rescues as a result of drivers driving into those floodwaters. Now, it's not just the northern beaches that's being affected. We also have major flooding that's currently occurring at Menangle along the Nepean River, with a major flood warning in place for that river at the moment. Now, the flooding there is forecast to be worse than what we've seen in the past two floods. And we also have a number of evacuation orders in place. Just recently, an evacuation order has been issued for parts of Chipping Norton, and there's a number of evacuation warnings in place, including for parts of Camden and Picton, with residents being advised to prepare to leave and potentially face being cut off by floodwaters. And a number of residents have been quite surprised at just how quickly the waters have risen today.
I've had to take at least, we're talking about 5 metres now back from the edge of the water over the last sort of 15, 20 minutes. It hasn't been too long at all that's happened.
I was hoping the rain would, according to the weather map, it'd settle, but it didn't. How do I know how high it's going to come? But if it doesn't come much higher, we're right,
Now, it's also just gone school pickup time, so school pickup is going to be extremely difficult this afternoon right across Sydney, the Illawarra, and down to the south coast of New South Wales. A number of bus routes have been affected, and with a number of roads remaining closed at the moment, it is going to be quite difficult for school pickup this afternoon. A severe weather warning remains in place for the threat of further heavy rainfall throughout the rest of the afternoon and the evening, potentially into Friday as well. And there's the threat that we could see rainfall totals up to 180 millimetres in the space of just 6 hours. So the situation is expected to worsen across parts of New South Wales over the next several hours and potentially into Friday as well.
Christy, thank you for the update. We'll stay in touch this afternoon.